got a question for you. What do you think has helped you grow the most as a photographer? I think we started things off a little bit wrong, and I'm sorry. And I want to introduce myself. I kind of did this in my first video, but now a little bit more professionally. I am a professional photographer, and you must respect my opinion. This is not true. I'm not a professional, not a professional photographer, no. I'm not making money off of it. I want to in the future, but I'm just a hobbyist, and I want to share my experience with you guys. So the reason I want to share all this with you, or to share my photography and my growth with you guys, is because, in my personal opinion, I've learned the most by watching vloggers. I know it sounds weird, right? But just being able to see the way other people process photography, the decisions they make and why, has really helped me grow. And so I want to challenge you guys to go outside of the stereotypical tutorial video for photographers and to try to learn a little bit something by watching somebody else do it. But like I said at the beginning of this video, what do you think has helped you grow the most as a photographer? And a couple more questions, sorry. Do you think vlogs are entertaining? This is a legitimate question. I don't know. I'm asking you, the audience, do you think vlogs are entertaining? If so, do you find my style of photography, vlogging, entertaining? If not, what can I do to make it entertaining for you? Like, what kind of stuff do you want to see? I prefer not to edit like really quick and stuff. I just want it to be normal, like this, just talking to a camera, you know, and walking around and like, hey, look, there's a bird over there, you know, that kind of thing. Not something like solo leveling. But you know, I think that's probably the thing about vlogging. It's so often labeled as entertainment and not really education, and so people don't click on them to learn. If I were to go onto YouTube, well, until recently, and try to learn about composition, I would find a tutorial that was posted multiple years ago, and it's got a lot of views, and like there's a lot of, you know, thumbs up or something, right? I'm not gonna go watch a vlog, but that's like, I don't know, it's like a hidden secret. It's that vlogs are actually really good at teaching you things, because people are just sharing their mistakes, and even if they're saying something like, oh man, I should have composed this photo this way and it would have ended up like this, and then you get to see why, because they're explaining why, and you get to see like what the issue is. You get to see like the whole behind, you get to see their thoughts behind these legendary photographers or just creative people doing something. And I think that's something that I forget a lot, and maybe that's something that you're also forgetting. And so while I'm gonna do my best to be entertaining like a vlog, I still want to be educational. I still want to talk about my thoughts behind specific photos. So for example, let me put my stuff down. Great way to carry your tripod, by the way. Like that, that's perfect. That's a perfect example. Did you know that you could carry your tripod like that? I didn't until I had no hands, and then I had to carry it. But here, there's a great photo here, and I want to show you what I did, how I got that photo, and it'll be super simple. It'll be fun. It'll be entertaining. But this is what I want to do. I want to show you the mistakes that I make, and I want to show you these bad angles that I'm getting with my camera, because I'm a newbie. Okay, obviously I'm not actually taking the photo right now because I don't have a second camera. But I do have this water bottle, okay? And this is my camera. This will take photos, and you just saw those photos, okay? So respect the process. But anyways, with those photos, I specifically had to really lower my exposure, especially when the sun was far to the right. If I raised it too much, then overexposed photos. But I actually really liked darkening the image. I have a few here. One is darker, one is brighter. right? You can see them. I liked the darker one. That was pretty cool. I mean, the lighter one was also cool, but the darker one was, they're both cool. For this shot here, I remember last night I was like, I really want to get a shot where the lighthouse is nice and bright, but everything around it is just dark. And it's just like a sliver and a crack, and you could just barely see it, but you know exactly what it is. The key thing here for this photo, at least in my thinking, is that you can identify what it is. If it was just some building, it's like, okay, a building. But because you can tell that it's a lighthouse, even though it's a sliver in this whole photo, it just stands out and it just sticks and it's just stunning, right? And it's great. And you know, I could raise the shadows here and this crack, the crack is literally right here that I shot through. I'll show you in a second, I'll show you my framing. But I want it to be dark on the sides. It's okay, you know, it's okay sometimes. Should walk on that. I just took a super cool photo, this photo here. But I love it, dude, it's so cool, it's so crispy. This water just works so well, and I think the reason is there's contrast. I talk about this a lot in my free photography course, which you can check out if you want. It's in a playlist on my YouTube channel. You can also support me by buying it. But why I think it probably works is because the sun is coming in this direction, right, towards us, and it's hitting the little sand dunes and creating mini shadows in the water. And then that's creating this awesome depth, right? And then the sand is so minimalistic. And then there's some like debris right here that's causing some rippling. This is my type of photo though. For real, for real. Great photo opportunity here. As I was walking towards imminent death because of sand, I was thinking about everything that I'm saying and how it might come across as you should just not watch tutorial videos and just watch my vlog, which is not how I want to come across. Tutorials are great, right? I learned so much because of them. I learned all the technical things behind the camera, like aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and all that. But ultimately, photography is an art. It's not a math problem. You can't solve it like 1 + 1 = 2. It's not that, it's art. You get to witness the growth of somebody else and their thoughts and processes behind that, which in turn allows you to kind of gain an understanding of what it would be like to grow in your photography style or your photographic ability. You can only get so far by just mastering all the technical things. You gotta do the personal artsy poopsy, I don't know, ugh, that sounds weird. You know, you gotta do that side of things too. If you don't believe me, then here's something you could think about. Take a look at my photos now on my Instagram. Some of them are good. I really do like some of them. And then think about the photos that I've been taking during this trip. I've barely taken any photos that I don't not like, or that I don't like. I like all of them. But just a few months ago, when I was in Honduras, I was taking photos and I was like, ooh, overexposed, clipping, ugly, you know, that kind of stuff. I wasn't taking the best photos. But since I've started watching vloggers, and since I've started to watch masters at work, instead of masters giving me the technical definitions behind the camera settings, I've like got so far. And obviously, part of what's helped me go this far is that I'm doing things intentionally, right? I'm going outside right now at 5 a.m., right, to take photos, and I'm trying my best to take good photos, and that really, really helps. But so does watching vloggers. Also, speaking of vloggers, the person that I've watched the most of is James Popsis, or however you pronounce his name. He's funny, he's entertaining, he's from England, or the UK, and he takes, all of his photos are so great, and just watching him, I've kind of leached some of his style, you know? I don't know if that's the right terminology there, but I've kind of taken some of his style, and I've kind of copied him, which is okay, you know? There's nothing new underneath the sun, so it's totally fine to copy people. Copy my style if you'd like. Try to mimic photos that you think are good. I always get a shot like that for the ends, or not the end, but just like in general, because it's a nice shot composition wise. And then I always get a little bit lower to the sand, way down here, since the sand is so nice, that'll be a cool shot. But that's pretty much the end of this video, and I just wanted to say that I hope you've learned a little bit and that you were entertained. Are you not entertained? We'll see how this channel goes. We'll see how things go. Something that you could do right now to start improving is purchasing my Lightroom presets. Links below. Only, I don't know. The thing about those is that you get future access to all of my Lightroom presets. So when I introduce new presets, which I have been and which I will continue to do, you will gain access to them. So even though I think it's $14 right now, it might end up costing $80 in the future, but you won't have to pay that $80 because you'll have early access. Anyways, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you being here. If you are the one viewer that I have, then great. That's nice. I'll see you next time.